Hey there, guys. Video Psych here. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Well, actually, not really that long. But anyway, so that's not what this is about. This is about I would say, the pickup lifestyle that I used to try to do in the past when I was younger. Of course, in the past, we all have that fantasy of, going out and just getting some hot babe or something and, not having to take up any responsibilities in our lives and, having sex and blah, blah, blah as we meet people in our lives. But here's the thing. As I had learned, growing up and trying this kind of lifestyle out, the thing is, that's not really that realistic. You know, we just really want to have, that lifestyle in our lives. And we thrive to think that, we dream, we want. But, in the end, that's just not how reality works. Like, for instance, one of the reasons why I would say many people want, the pickup lifestyle, where they hunt the women, etc., and they get laid, etc. And then in the movies, it's like nothing happens in the movies lots of times with this kind of pickup lifestyle, but in reality, a lot of shit can happen. Like, yeah, there are those instances where you meet somebody, you have sex, and then done. It's like you kind of just move on in your lives. And I would say that's like the best case scenario that you're ever going to get when you're doing a pickup lifestyle. But more often, I would see people either, having to deal with others' emotions. Like, I can't tell you how many times, with my buddy in the past, Tyler, of course, I won't say his full name. Last time I talked to Tyler was when I was 24. He was still trying to do his, pick up women, party bullshits. And that's the last time I ever talked to him. He was also going to the army, by the way. But, he used to just, go all in on it. He was a big jokester kind of guy. And, of course, like I said, he used to go to parties. I used to go to party with him a bit sometimes. And that's kind of the thing, when you're trying to get into this, you're just are trying to get to it as close as you can. I'm hanging out with the people that did that kind of lifestyle, etc. I tried learning from them, how to pick up, how to get laid, etc. And of course, I did learn quite a bit of things too, but I also learned a lot of things that I didn't expect to learn as well, which of course I am teaching you right now. And one thing that I definitely learned over time, and again, in the movies, you see all these intelligent people in the movies and these intelligent women who are submissive and blah, blah, blah. But in real life, whatever somebody's kinks they have, I mean, how should I say it? I mean, a person's kinks can just vary from person to person. And lots of times in movies, most of the time people just, have good raw sex, But the reality is that there's actually many people, even in the pickup industry and community, that aren't even really that into sex, really. They're more into things like, even just like BDSM, getting whipped, getting humiliated in some manner, etc. And I also had to learn, what's really a dom and what's really submissive. And a dom and submissive in the way that they play together can also vary. It's not just like, you're the dom, I'm the sub, and that's it. It's just kind of whatever, what people want really in the end. It's no set rules from what I've seen. I mean, at least not so much of a set rule when it comes to sub dom, etc. But enough about that. I mean, yeah, it just varies. And so, trying to actually, what do you have a comment section disabled? I don't know. Here, one moment. Well, yeah, I'll talk about that in a moment. And yeah, that's kind of the thing that when I watch the movies and I see these people talking about how they pick up all these women, and I just say that because it's just so unrealistic. It's just so not true. When you have so many different people into so many different things, you can't just pick up every person that you meet when, their interest just does not align with yours. Like if you're just into fucking, I can't tell you how many people I've met that just aren't really into that, into just the good old raw sex. There's just so many people that are not really into that. And, I've even also met many people that aren't really that into people who are naked. They don't care to see people who are naked, but, they might like things like latex, and, they like people that are very dressy, etc. Those are the things that they are attracted to. But, it's just so weird at times too. And then also you learn how gross sex can get sometimes too, especially when these people don't wash. Oh my god, it just I mean just even thinking of the smell now when a woman doesn't wash and she's trying to hit on you, and it's just like, oh, all you're thinking about is just the way she's smelling. And it's like, yeah, she's a slut, but like I mean, did she wash even the last time after she had sex yesterday? I mean, Jesus Christ. And that's kind of another thing that I just think is so silly about, the whole pickup artistry bullshit, because the thing is, it actually doesn't really even really work. Now, I'm not going to say that pickup artistry doesn't work at all, but it's just the way that they talk about being a pickup artist, it actually doesn't really work and it doesn't really help anything. It just doesn't really. I mean, at least it kind of maybe sometimes gets you out the door and out of your shyness sometimes, but I mean, you can kind of just do that on your own without that, really. But I've never seen it personally work, and there are plenty of times when I've seen guys try to do pickup artistry with women, and they just flat out say no because they know that they're trying to trick them into dating them or having sex with them, and so they're just like, no, just fuck off, get out of here with your pickup artistry here. Like, yeah, it could just be not a very good predicament, especially when you aren't doing it at a very appropriate time. And that's kind of another thing. It's not always appropriate to be just hitting on women. And I understand that you probably know this. I mean, plenty of people probably know that, but again, the movies and everything, the way people talk about trying to get laid, it's just not always appropriate. But you have to kind of wait lots of times for the women to show interest, to actually start, making stuff like that more appropriate. So you kind of have to wait on the women to tell you or to let you know that's appropriate. You can't just barge in and just, expect it to be appropriate. And another thing I see, I mean, some guys talking about, and I've seen the movies, that it's just so full of shit. Is those guys, they're just picking up the women left and right. But the thing is, you can't always just come up to some lady, say something cheesy, and then they just sleep with you. You have to go after the sluts. That's just the thing. Because there might be some women that I say, especially the more intelligent ones, that might have some attraction to you sexually, but that doesn't mean that they're just going to have sex with you. And that's the thing. That's how you get laid. You just go after the sluts. I mean, I just don't know what other better way I can say it. Just go after the sluts if you want to have sex. And that are into instant pickups. Because not everybody is into instant pickups. That's the thing. That some people are more serious and they want to get to know you more. You aren't just going to get everybody that you first meet and just instantly pick them up for sex. That's just how the world works. And especially the way that some incels will try to say it, like, oh, they just fall in love with you when you have sex with them. I mean, that's not how the world works either. Give me a fucking break. Like, you know, that is not love when a person just meets you and has sex with you like that. That is definitely not love. But there's more, maybe a bit more on this topic, but I think that's enough for tonight. But yeah, I just learned many things that just turned out to be false or turned out to be kind of overrated when it came to this kind of lifestyle. And it's just overhyped because of, companies that are trying to sell products are overhyping it. And also the same with parties. I mean, I partied plenty of times, even before I was of drinking age. And even a lot at that time, I was kind of realizing this is, yeah, it's just overrated. You can have fun, but it's just not the type of fun that you have seen on movies, etc., or that people talk about sometimes. Of course, I'm not gonna try to keep anybody from trying to have the experience. They might like it a bit more than me, at least, but you know, shit happens when you get into this lifestyle. You hurt many people's feelings, especially when you have sex with them. They start to have feelings with you because you had sex with them, and that's just how some people work. And then you have to deal with that. But of course, I'll just be ending the video right here, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.